It's homecoming weekend in Orono, and the Maine Black Bears, ranked 10th in the country, look back to get back to their winning ways as they take on the Colgate University Raiders for the first of a two-game series. Welcome inside Alfond Arena to the Black Bear pregame show presented by Hammond Lumber Company, a fourth-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. From the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, I'm Jeff Mannix, joined by Mike Toole. Mike, the Black Bears got humbled last week at Quinnipiac.
Yeah, they got some work to do to get back to the believability that we all had in this team coming into the season. Last week against Quinnipiac, gave up the 3-goal lead on Friday night. It carried right over into Saturday night. They got some work to do to clean up their habits and details.
Let's get to our player spotlight, which is presented by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. For Colgate, it's the reigning forward of the week in the ACAC, Jack Brandt.
Yeah, Jack Brandt is a playmaker first and foremost with strong vision and passing ability. He's a transition threat with his speed and his USHL background. He reads plays really well and positions himself to create offensive chances.
And for Maine, it is one of the good freshman Calgary Flames draft pick, Jaden Lipinski.
Yeah, when you look at Jaden Lipinski, you think power forward, known for his physical presence, responsible two-way play. He contributes on both the power play and penalty kill, which makes him a very valuable asset for the Maine Black Bears. 6'4", so he's hard to move in front of the net, and he excels at creating traffic and tipping pucks. Opponents just tend to bounce off him as he drives for inside ice. And he also has an impressive win percentage in the face-off circle, which gives Maine another option late in games in critical face-off situations.
And now for our keys to the game, presented by Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit QuirkHyundaiofBangor.com today.
Well, first key is you got to have a bounce-back mentality. You got to just put last weekend behind you and get your game back in order. Secondly, puck management, especially in their own zone. That broke down pretty badly on Friday night, carried over to Saturday. And then lastly, they just took way too many penalties last week, and it's really hard to win hockey games when you spend a third of the game shorthanded.
We'll come back for the opening face-off, the Colgate Raiders and the Maine Black Bears from Alfond Arena. It is next. Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN Plus from the University of Maine in Orono. The 10th-ranked Maine Black Bears against the Colgate Raiders. It's time for tonight's uniform report presented by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. The Maine Black Bears in the traditional home white sweaters with the navy blue and light blue trim, the white helmets, the navy blue pants with the lighter blue and white stripe, cursive Maine across the front. Colgate goes with their away look tonight. That is maroon sweaters with white numbers and letters. Their stylized C logo on the front with maroon helmets and pants. Starting lineups are brought to you by Martin's Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. For Maine across the front from left to right, Owen Fowler, Sully Sholey, and making his collegiate debut tonight, Nick Peluso. On defense, Brandon Holt and Lucas Peterson. In goal is the junior from Sundsvall, Sweden, Albin Boya. 3 games played, a 2-0-1 record, 1.95 goals against average, 926 save percentage, and 1 shutout. For Colgate across the front from left to right, Simone Dadier, Easton Wainwright, and Owen Newharth. The D pair is Michael Newmeyer and Isaiah Norland. In goal, the first year, Reed Dick. 2 games played, a 1-1 record, 4.02 goals against average, and 855 save percentage. Our opening face-off is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Our referees tonight are Terrence Murphy and Austin O'Rourke. Trevor Desbennett and Shane Canali are the linesmen. Peterson keeps the puck in on the right wing side, wheels it all the way around. Holt trying to keep it alive. Maine unable to do so, though. Dadier gets the puck to Newharth. We'll shoot that in for the Raiders in their first shoot-in attempt. Quickly gathered by Peluso, and out comes Holt with some speed. Brandon Holt Rings it around. Reed Dick will handle that one and hand it off to Michael Newmeyer. Sent ahead, and Jack Brandt tips it into the zone. He scored 2 goals last time out in a comeback victory over Canisius, their first of the season on Saturday at home. Puck went from one scrum to another. Now Friel able to help it out. Thomas Friel lifts it in for the chase by Jaden Lipinski. He got beaten to the puck though. Lipinski tried to win it back, but it ends up back on the stick of the Colgate Raiders. And out they come. Ryan Sullivan had that momentarily. Simon Motu ahead to Lipinski, who couldn't hang on to the pass. Daniel Panetta, the Colgate captain, shoots it up ahead as LaBelle tried to center it, couldn't connect. Niedermeyer shoots that one all the way around, and it's Miguel Marcus grabbing the puck for the Black Bears. Motu to Friel, bumped off it by Panetta. Maine able to get it back and fire in. A little less than a minute or 2 minutes gone. Stepping up to take hold of the puck for the Black Bears was Max Scott. Charlie Russell sends it goalward, it's wide. And LaBelle with the bump on Chabrier to knock him down. LaBelle goes down, the shot by Poirier, gloved by Dick, but we've got a whistle and a penalty on Maine.
It's going to be Charlie Russell, and it all started because Brandon Chabrier came down for the right point position, tried to jump up into the play, got taken out. Now Russell's got to get involved, and he reaches in, gets on the wrong side of the check. You see it right there. So Colgate will get the first power play opportunity of the period.
Maine 27, 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
So the special teams opportunity. Colgate pretty good on the power play so far. 4 out of 16 for 25%. Maine's penalty kill was perfect the first weekend against Holy Cross. Not so much against Quinnipiac. They're now 15 for 19 for the season. 78.9%. Sent across by Norland, but it's deflected back up ice by Thomas Pichette.
Correction on that penalty, it's actually Max Scott that picked it up in the right wing corner, not Charlie Russell. Apologize to Charlie's mom.
Newmeyer dropped that back off for Max Nagel. Now Brandt to the goal line with that one. Sullivan keeps it going to Norland, the big defenseman, transfer from Omaha, wearing number 9. He's got it now. Norland in the corner, poked away there by the Black Bears Holt, but they couldn't get it out. Newmeyer holds in. Norland, side of the left circle. The shot by Newmeyer, it finds the net as it hits something in front and gets by Boya. Colgate scores on the power play to take the 1-0 lead.
Well, it's a well-executed power play. They go overload on the right wing side, and then they lose possession of the puck, but they get it right back. Now they spread out, and they work the left side of the ice. There's Newmeyer, the shot in. I think this gets a piece of somebody on the way by. We'll see if it gets redirected. I'm not sure if it's a Colgate player or a Maine player. Yeah, I think it might have hit the skate of a Colgate player in front. No matter, it's 1-0 Colgate. They get the power play goal, and this is not the start that Maine was looking for.
Certainly not. Newmeyer, it looks like for the moment, will be credited with the goal. Jack Brandt was set up in front. He may have got a piece of it.
Yeah,
we'll await the official announcement.
Yeah, I think he got it with his skate, but yeah. Good job by Colgate to just recognize what was happening. They spread out, and that creates options, and they get it to the other side of the ice, and Newmeyer does a good job just wiring this puck to the net.
Wrist shot, that one redirected. Scholey hit the stick of Fowler and went wide of Dick. Now back on the puck is Fowler, side of the right circle, throws it across, finds its way to Max Scott. Wrister is gloved by Dick. He holds.
Well, it's a good idea. Try to go cross ice, get it across that midline of the offensive zone, get the goaltender moving, but he's not able to pick it up cleanly. And in the time it takes Max Scott to gather this puck and then shoot it, by then Reed Dick has just adjusted and he's in good position to make that save.
Dick, a first year for Colgate. He's 6'4", 198 pounds, out of Winkler, Manitoba. was drafted by the Boston Bruins in 2002. His draft rights have lapsed, though. He played in the WHL for 4 years with the Swift Current Broncos. And an offside called here against Maine.
2002, so like when he was in kindergarten?
Sorry, my bad. 2022. Let me get the year right. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, well, I knew what you meant. I just like tweaked me a little bit, Jeff.
Well, that's an important, I mean, I was in college in 2002, so. Face off to the left of Boya. He's only faced the one shot so far. Maine with 3 on goal to this point, a little more than 4 minutes in. Official scoring, by the way, on the goal is right now Michael Neumeyer's first of the season from Isaiah Norland at 3:06. There's a quick one-timer. Neumeyer looking for a second. Boya able to trap that one.
Well, Coach Barr was telling us that this is a really good hockey team, and they've got some veteran leadership. They got guys that have been with the program a few years, and that is Maine's weakness, if you will, right now, the inexperience. And so you've got to just shake off this. Not only last week, but now you got to shake off this start. And obvious statement, but you got to correct some of these things that have been creeping into their game the last week or so.
Norland sent it behind. Peterson finds Friel out quickly to Lipinski. Poked off his stick, though, recovered by Holt. Brandon Holt gets it in, immediately double-teamed, and the puck's taken back over by Neumeyer, who finds Norland. Isaiah Norland through center. Holt has again for Maine. Peterson. Good diagonal pass, finds Friel, but broken up nicely. Well done on the back check by Josh Niedermeyer. And in comes Simon LaBelle, but intercepted and cleared by Thomas Friel. Colgate looks to come back in, tipped into the zone that time by Tyson Doucette. Peterson sends back into the offensive end for the Black Bears. Back on the puck, Luke Malbuff. And the Raiders come back to center. Brandt into the zone, not very far before Komarov able to sky it back out. Niedermeyer sends back in, but Colgate needs to tag back up. That was Langlois sending ahead to Komarov, and then he missed Gerrois. That's icing against Maine. Bring it back down and face it off the other way. You saw Josh Niedermeyer there. If you're a hockey fan, that's probably a recognizable name. Yes, that is the son of the Hockey Hall of Famer Scott Niedermeyer, who played 18 years in the NHL and won 4 Stanley Cups and 2 gold medals with the Canadian national team, and he was the captain of one of their latest gold medal teams in 2010 in Vancouver. So Josh Niedermeyer has been around the game for a long time at some very high levels.
Yeah, some good hockey DNA there, that's for sure.
Niedermeyer, a sophomore now at Colgate, spent last year with the Dubuque Fighting Saints of the USHL. He did play 1 year at Arizona State before that. Here comes Brandon Chabrier for Maine. Zipped around by Simon Motu. Make that Luke Coughlin. He's making his Black Bear debut tonight. He's a Florida Panthers draft pick, wearing number 10 in white. Maine able to send it back around the roulette wheel to the near side. Scholey taken away by Fernandez. And now Colgate gets another clearance. Coughlin shoots that one in. After it hard was Fowler. Around it goes again, and Colgate sends behind Boya's net. He'll handle it there. Getting a stick on it, Robbie Newton. And trying to get it, Rexine. That shot sent just wide by Jake Schneider. Another one. Boya turns the glove over to make the save on Isaiah Norland to bring us to our first break in the action. 12:41 to go in the first. A power play goal by Michael Neumeyer has Colgate in front. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's game at Alfond Arena is brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears. Today's local business of the game, presented by the City of Old Town, is Black Bear Cinemas in the University Mall in Orono. Find the latest showtimes, preview the upcoming films, and purchase gift cards at blackbearcinemas.com. From the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, I'm Jeff Mannix alongside Mike Toole. An early power play goal has the Colgate Raiders in front of the Maine Black Bears early. Draw in the Maine zone. It's Max Scott who wins a lot of them, takes another one and wins it for Maine. Scott. Frank Jurasevich, and he got Russell through, but he couldn't handle the puck cleanly. Jurasevich tries. Newmeyer gets a stick on it to knock it out of play.
Yeah, good defense by Norland. Recognized what was happening. Charlie Russell, a good position. Jurasevich gets him a nice pass. It's on his backhand, so he's got to, gather it a little bit. But by then, Norland had recovered and put a body on him, took the puck away.
Draw to the left of Dick. Maine won it. Poirier got the shot away, but Brandt deflected it wide. Now a try from the point by Jurasevich. Didn't make it through. Scott off the post from the tight angle there. And out with it comes Nagel. Shot in. And bodies crunch in the corner. Russell. Hit by Nagel. In front, Brandt is denied by Boya. Good hit by Holt to take it away from Brandt, and out comes Brandon Holt. Pass behind Russell, and that pulls the play offside.
Colgate had players back. It's 2 against at least 4. Make the simple play, get it deep is the better option. Instead, he tries to shovel it backhand at the blue line. Charlie Russell's trying to hold up, stay on side to get another look at the good opportunity there that came in on Albin Boya. Maine had to be sharp. He had to be sharp on that. It's kind of a play that broke down. The puck squirts through, and next thing you know, somebody's got a grade A chance. It's part of the details that we talk about that Maine is working to correct.
Peterson banks ahead. Lipinski down the left side, jams on the brakes, and then gets knocked down. And on the puck is Niedermeyer. Up ahead to Simon Dadier. Wainwright gave it away to Peterson. He tried to shoot it deeper. Jeremy Langlois. Langlois to Marcus. And in comes Peterson trying to split the D. Peterson behind for Lipinski.
That's a clever give and go between those two guys at the blue line with speed.
And out with it comes Colgate. The shot deflects to the end glass as the attempt made that time by Doucette. Around that goes. Napier holds in. And Panetta gets it to the corner. Colgate buzzing here midway through the period. Already up 1-0. Lipinski skies it to the blue line. Napier kept it in. Napier to the front and stopped by Boy. A good tip attempt by Doucette.
Boy, tough play in the corner. I mean, Chabré, or Matu actually just got beat in a foot race into the corner by LaBelle, and that kept the play alive. The puck retrieval just really good for Colgate in this opening period, and Maine's kind of back on their heels a little bit in their own zone.
Colgate team, just like Maine, has played 4 games. Maine won their first 2, tied and lost last weekend. Colgate with a loss and a tie at Boston University to start. And Oscar Komarov has the answer for Maine. It's 1-1.
So much to like about this play. It starts in the defensive zone. Brandon Holt up the left wing side. They get the blue line. They get across to Komarov, who's in a beautiful scoring position. This is Thomas Pichette. That's a nice feed across, although it gets kind of deflected. The puck is bouncing, and Komarov's able to settle it, and he just beats Reed Dick over the glove and ties this hockey game up. That is a badly needed goal for Maine. A beautiful end-to-end play with a great finish by Komarov in the slot area. Just the way you draw it up, and that's got to give Maine some confidence.
Fourth line has been very good for Maine to start the season, and they produce another goal there, second of the season for Oscar Komarov. That matches his goal total as a freshman.
Maine's going to pick up a penalty off the faceoff.
14, 2 minutes for illegally handling the puck.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times. You just cannot handle the puck with your hand in the faceoff circle. It doesn't matter whether it's in the offensive defensive zone or at center ice. That's a bad mistake by Sully Sholey. Second power play opportunity of the night for Colgate.
Raiders already 1 for 1, and they'll send that top unit back on once more. That includes Sullivan, Brandt, Nagel, Norlin, and Newmeyer. And Jurasevich gets a hold of the puck and clears it out for Maine. He's joined by Holt, Scott, and Friel to start the kill. Newmeyer to Brandt. And here comes Ryan Sullivan. Nagel around for Brandt, side of the left circle. He's bumped, puck pin, works out front, Holt clears.
So much of penalty killing is just determination and anticipation. And that time, Maine just jumped on that loose puck, quickly get it down ice.
Pichette and Holtz get assists on Komarov's goal at 9:43. Maybe a shorthanded chance here for Fowler. He tries it, but missed the net.
Tried to go far side, glove just missed the net to the far side, outside the post. Good opportunity. Colgate had players back, but Fowler, he's really good on the penalty kill. And we've seen him create opportunities shorthanded going back to last year.
Fowler, very good shorthanded last season, his first year as a Black Bear after transferring from UMass Lowell. Here comes Simon LaBelle into the zone for Colgate, quickly taken away from him and cleared. 32 more seconds on the penalty kill for the Black Bears. Here comes LaBelle, one more time. LaBelle with some speed, over to Panetta. Drops it back for the one-timer that's blocked by Komarov. Out he comes. He's knocked down. Penalty to come on Colgate.
Well, the other thing about Maine's penalty kill is the effort that you put forward. And that time Komarov drew the penalty just by keeping his feet moving. This is a great play that he makes at center ice. He forces Doucette to reach in and evens up the players on the ice. It'll be 4-on-4 for 12 seconds, and Maine will have a slightly shortened power play, their first of the night.
Great block by Komarov on Doucette, and then Doucette took him down. So it is Doucette in the box, and we'll be 4-on-4 when we get back. 8:26 to go in the first. It's 1-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. There's a look at Mike Harder in his third season as the head coach of Colgate in his signature look without a tie. Took over this program from Don Vaughn, who was his coach at Colgate. Mike Harder is not only the head coach at Colgate, he's also their all-time leading scorer as a player. And here comes a chance for Sullivan. Sullivan, Holt, great back check to prevent a chance.
That's a great recovery by Brandon Holt. Justin Poirier exposes the puck, gets on the wrong side of it. And Sullivan just takes it all the way down ice, but a tremendous back pressure by Brandon Holt to catch him from behind and steer him to the corner and get that puck out of danger.
Colgate clears the puck away. Maine is now on the Versant power play. Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Their first opportunity of the night, just 13.3% on the season. Colgate's penalty kill, 80% thus far. Poirier gets it back from Scott. Poirier down low has Friel. Back out top for Max Scott. The one-timer Holt, save Dick, rebound, score! Justin Poirier finds the rebound, and Maine takes the lead.
This is great execution on the power play by Maine. It starts out high. There's Max Scott, cross ice, back to the middle. Rebound comes right out, and there's Poirier on the left wing side, a right-handed shot, so he's got a good angle. And it's the quick release that beats Reed Dyke. You cannot fool around with the puck. You have to shoot it right away. And that time, that's exactly what Justin Poirier did. This is what we brought him to Maine for to do. He's a shooter. He's a sniper. That's his specialty, especially on the power play. Good reaction to recognize that a rebound might be coming out your way, and he pounces on it and shoots it right off the bat, and gets the result that he's looking for.
So a power play goal for the Black Bears on their first opportunity. Now 3 for 16 on the season. Colgate's penalty kill is 12 of 60. Back up to the red line. Shot in by Jake Schneider. Boya to Jeremy Langlois. Motu. Nick Peluso making his first collegiate start tonight, number 21 in the white and blue. Shot back around by Colgate. Jurasevich first to it. Langlois missed everybody with the pass. Norlin picks it back up, fires back in. To no avail. Out come the Black Bears. Fowler taken away, but the big reach by Norlin, and then Norlin does it again to Fowler. Dadier turns it back up ice for the Raiders. He'll shoot it off Jurasevich's leg and wide. Scholey back up to neutral ice. Norlin on the puck again. That was behind the red line. That will result in an icing on the Raiders. Let's go Black Bears IPA from Orono Brewing Company is the official beer of Black Bear Nation. Fill your steins with pride because a portion of all sales gets donated back to Maine Athletics.
Just want to reiterate the importance of that play at center ice by Komarov. Short-handed, draws the penalty by keeping his feet moving. That results in the 4-on-4. That only lasted 12 seconds. Maine goes to work on the power play. You know, these are details. These are things that we talk about that are details and habits that result in winning plays in hockey, and it's a good example right there.
Marcus looking for Friel, couldn't quite connect it. Jurasevich to Coughlin, back to Jurasevich, looking for room to shoot. And it ends up being blocked, but works its way in front. Marcus tried to set up Lipinski, and it's broken up. Jurasevich back out front. Friel tips it just wide. Maine's buzzing now. Lipinski along the goal line. Jurasevich steps into one, blocked by Brantz. And the bump to knock down Newharth. Marcus back behind the net. Peterson at the left point. Lucas Peterson, wrist shot fanned on. He keeps it alive for the moment.
Yeah, as soon as you get into trouble, now they're going to jump you. They got two guys on him, and he coughed up the puck.
Poirier, angle shut down though by Dick. Poirier again, leaves for Chabrier. Chabrier gives to Marcus. And back behind for Scott. One-timer, Poirier! That time, Reed Dick makes the glove save.
Oh, what a terrific shift by this top line. And you need this top line to produce for you at even strength. And the puck retrieval, keep the pucks alive, cycling in the offensive zone, making sure everybody touches the puck. Just a tremendous shift for those guys.
Justin Poirier power play goal has Maine in front. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Renewal by Anderson, the official replacement window and door company of the Black Bears. And Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your investment, and enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Here's a look at Ben Barr, the Maine Black Bears head coach. 5th season here, and won the Black Bears their first Hockey East championship in 21 years last season. Face off to the left of Dick. Peterson from the right point, around the dasher. Poirier keeps it going to Holtz. Holt tapping at the puck. As Colgate, Niedermeyer gave it away, and the shot by Peterson ends up blocked. Peterson again. Holtz calling for it is Scott. Max Scott slashed at, couldn't make it through the trees there for Colgate. And Nagel has it back. Backhands up ice. Sullivan gets it toward the net. Looked like it was going to miss. Boya took no chances. Russell over the red into the offensive zone. Scott couldn't handle that one cleanly. Maine has to retreat. Coughlin ahead for Russell. Got tied up a little bit there by Fernandez. Chabrier looking to keep it in. Russell and LaBelle battling. Centering pass ends up on the stick of Doucette. Coughlin swats at it. Chabrier gets a hold. Now Panetta taken away by Pichette and cleared. Pichette skates back onto it with open ice. Chabrier tried to toe drag, but the attempt deflected high. Back out front, and Dick will melt it down for a whistle.
Yeah, good attempt there by Chabrier. They always try that toe drag move, which changes the shot angle, and it's very deceptive. It's designed to fool the goaltender, but that time somebody got a piece of it. Interesting, you get defensemen, even defensemen try that now, you know?
I was going to say, that never used to happen back in the day.
No, but it's everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to be Austin Matthews or Connor Bedard or something like that, you know?
Yeah, Cale McCarr certainly put that in play here in Hockey East over the years. And here's a chance for Sully Sholey, and that one does not go. 2.5 minutes to go, first period. And it's Langlois. But they lose the puck to Newharth, who gets hit pretty good by Nick Peluso. Newmeyer. That one tipped in front of Boya. He made the save on Wainwright, and now Maine picks up a cross-checking penalty.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Motu for the hit on Wainwright in front of the net. Cross-checking to the ice. Maine will go shorthanded for the third time.
2 minutes, cross-checking.
So that's a little detail that has not yet been cleaned up for Maine. Again, look there at the end of it.
Yeah, Dadier getting taken down there. Leave ended up as the call. So Colgate gets its third power play of the night. 1 for 2 so far. Players spill like bowling pins along the near side. Nagel looking to give it to Brandt. That hopped way up in the air and out front. Friel smart, and he was able to see it, and Maine able to get it out. Almost a chance for Ryan Sullivan there as the puck hopped out front.
Oh, the most impressive thing is he maintained his balance, kept the puck between his feet, found it, and then he was able to send it out.
Newmeyer Gives it away to Jurasevich. Newmeyer intercepts, though, at the center circle. Back in Norland. Sullivan able to get it between the circles. Nagel. Norland wanted to one-touch it to Brandt in front. Maine breaks it up, and it gets out.
Yeah, Maine was very lucky on that sequence. They had Brandt camped in front there and just couldn't get it to him.
Minute left in the Motu penalty. Panetta goes across to LaBelle. LaBelle around his man. The centering feed does not reconnect with Panetta. LaBelle and Panetta. Chabrier gives to Pichette. Will send it the length. Dick to Fernandez. 30 more seconds on the Colgate power play. Panetta, left wing side on the entry. Panetta gave away, and Max Scott clears.
Well, you got to support the puck, and that was a great job of that unit. You let one guy take the puck carrier, he coughs it up. The other guy's in a support position. It comes out to him, and he's able to send it down the ice. It's an easy play when you deploy your penalty killers like that.
Fernandez, as the penalty to Motu ends, 5-on-5 for the last 12 seconds of the period. Holtz to Scholey. Maine might get a chance. Scholey, left side, but deflected out of play, so we will have at least one more face-off with 2.8 seconds.
Yeah, Scholey and Fowler are not connected. There's too many red sweaters in between them, and Fowler was waiting for something to open up. Finally elected to try to shoot it, get deflected, but Scholey's got to get to inside ice there, you know, so he can find you. There's just too much real estate and too many wet red sweaters in between.
Looks like Scholey will take this face-off. He's opposed by Easton Wainwright. And we're ready for it once again. They've added a second to the clock. Colgate gets a hold of it, and that will kill off the rest of the period. Ultimately, Maine trails early, but they leave the period with a lead.
Yeah, well, you know, as the period went on, Maine began to play better and better. It's still a little bit troubling that they're taking these penalties. They've still got to correct that. You can't give up 3 penalties in a period like they did and expect you're going to come out on the high side of the score at the end of the day. But you know, after a shaky start, Maine found their game. They got goals from Komarov, and they got the power play goal from Poirier, and so, you know, now they got some momentum going into the second period. You're right; they were buzzing the net at one time. They found their offensive game, got into the flow, and let's see if they can come out in the second period and do more of that.
So Black Bears with the 2-1 lead. And we are about ready here to send things ice side to the third member of our crew tonight. Let's introduce you to Allison Willette, who's downstairs with Brandon Holt.
Thanks, guys. Brandon, you're coming off a hard-fought weekend against Quinnipiac. What was the message in the locker room coming into today's game, and how do you feel like your team's executed on that so far?
The message was just get back to the way we play. It was simple and hard and fast, and I thought we got away from that a little bit last weekend, and that's why we lost, I think. And we started a little slow, but we had a great response after they scored on the power play.
Yep, now you got 2 more periods to play. What adjustments will you make to hopefully clean up this play and put this game away?
Well, I think we got to stay out of the box. Every time we go in the penalty box, they're getting scoring chances. But other than that, I think just keep playing the way we played the second half of that period, getting pucks in deep. When we pressure them, they're turning pucks over, and it's been good for us.
Thanks, Brandon. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. We'll be back to begin our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report next. Your score through 1 at Alfond Arenas. The Maine Black Bears 2, the Colgate Raiders 1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. We're through 1 period at Alfond Arena. The Maine Black Bears hold a 2-1 lead over the Colgate Raiders. Welcome to your Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. Bangor Savings Bank, believe in you, we do. And now we are inside our Twin City Tire and Broadcast booth. Our game sponsor for tonight here at Alfond Arena is the Fitch Company, and we are joined by their president, Mark Bolduc.
How
are
doing?
you?
Great. Great.
Not bad. We see you have a little guy with you here.
Yeah,
Who's this?
Future Black Bear, my grandson Leo Bolduc. And we're thrilled to have him here, and I'm sure he'll be a future Black Bear. There's no doubt about it.
I'm going to say, it looks like he's certainly enjoying his time at
Absolutely.
Alfond Arena. Certainly, we've seen you before, obviously, but remind folks what the Fitch Company is, what you do.
Electrical and Controls Engineering Company. We do work in multiple industries: pulp and paper, natural gas, food and beverage, life sciences, many different industries, really all across the East Coast, the country. We're all over the place, and we primarily hire UMaine grads.
Absolutely, and that I know is one big thing that you guys like to do. It's all about University of Maine here for you
Absolutely.
guys, and yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of a fun fact is we hired the eye of the Naked Five from last year, Drew Delaney.
No way.
Yeah, which is really cool.
There you go. How's he working out?
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, does an amazing job.
Very good stuff there. Obviously, with everything the Fitch Company does, and you're talking about, work all over the place here. Like, how far do people get to go to work for you guys?
We've done work as far as American Samoa, which is just this side of the date line from Fiji, and also Taiwan, China.
Wow.
So we've been all over.
All over,
Yeah.
for sure. If people, are into engineering here and want to find out how to work for Fitch Company, how can they do it?
Just read www.fitchcompany.com.
There you go. All right, Mark Bolduc with his grandson Leo. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us.
We'll continue on the Bangor Savings Bank Intermission Report. When we come back, Mike Toole will rejoin us, and we'll look at first period highlights. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. We continue on the Black Bear Intermission Report, brought to you by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome back into our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Mike Toole back with me. I'm Jeff Mannix, and it was a little bit of a rough start there for Maine, but they worked their way through it.
Yeah, some of those things that we've been talking about that were a problem last weekend started to be a problem in that first period, but a lot of it got corrected as the game went on. I thought Maine kind of found their game, especially offensively, and it seemed to get better as the period progressed.
Let's take a look at our first period highlights, as it was Colgate who got on the board first on the opening power play of the game.
Yeah, one of those things we talked about, taking too many penalties, and this is the result. A nice shot in as they worked the left side of the ice. This is Newmeyer, and you see Brandt there parked in front. Not sure if it hit him, but it got credited to Newmeyer from Isaiah Norland. That was at 3:05. Then Maine went to work even strength and started to get some pucks through. Alvin Boyer was busy in that period as they continue to find ways to get pucks through to him. They keep pucks alive in the offensive zone, as you see there. And then it was the nice work in the middle of the ice as Maine worked their way down. This is the nice finish by Komarov. A beautiful pass from Piché, left wing side. He's a right-handed shot, left wing side. It's a backhanded pass, kind of a bouncer, but look at the way Komarov is able to settle it quickly and shoot it right away before Reed Dick can react to him. And then this is the shorthanded opportunity by Owen Fowler, and we talked about that, how effective he is shorthanded. Colgate continues to pepper the net. Now this is where Komarov draws a penalty. You don't see it, but that's what he did. That evened things up, four men aside for 12 seconds. Maine goes to work on the power play, and now watch Justin Poirier come in from the left wing side and shoot right away and get the power play goal, as Maine is another look at it from a different angle. It's a nice finish by Poirier. That's what he was brought here to do. As we talked about, he's a sniper, he's a finisher, and they need to find ways to isolate him on that off-wing side for the one-timers and so forth. But that time he picks up a standard rebound that kicks out to him. And, it's important to recognize that's a possibility. He's got to get into position right away, and that's what he did, and shoot it right away. And again, that's what he did, and so he found the net, and that made it a 2-1 hockey game, and that's where we stand now.
That is indeed where we stand now, as we'll get a look at the first period stats here. Maine, the better of shots on goal, a little bit better in shot attempts there. That one glaring thing, though, again, still 3 penalties in 1 period is not a positive.
Yeah, it's got to get corrected. There's no question about that. And also, as I look at the shot chart, the quality scoring chances, these grade A's that we call them in prime ice, favor Maine 7-3. So that is another positive as you look at the stat sheet for the first period.
We'll come back and we'll have the second period face-off. Maine leads Colgate 2-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. It's Jeff Mannix and Mike Toole with you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. It's a 2-1 lead for the Maine Black Bears over the Colgate Raiders. So we're about to begin the second period of play tonight. Teams will switch ends. Colgate will shoot underneath the balcony, the student section here at the University of Maine. Maine will now shoot at the goal to our left as we look at it again from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Need tires or auto service? Head to Twin City Tire and Service on Wilson Street in Brewer, online at twincitytireme.com or call 207-989-TIRE. And our second period opening face-off brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Fowler could not get a hold of that one. Norland sends the puck wide. Holt leans on his man. Again, not cleared though. Newmeyer sent the puck wide. Dadier lost the handle on that one. Makes its way toward Boya. And it's tipped just wide there by Newhart. Fowler comes out with it. Couldn't connect the pass to Sholey. And now Dadier shoots it in, but had he touched it? I guess he did not. They blow it dead for icing.
Yeah, that's fortunate for Maine. Prior to that, they were a little bit trapped in their own zone. Nick Peluso on the right wing side just failed to clear it past that defenseman. Really, all you got to do is get a stick on and chip it off the wall. He's not able to do that. It keeps pucks alive, and then quickly just send it right back into the offensive zone, and Maine spend a little bit more time than you'd like to see in their own zone, especially if you get possession. Should be able to get the puck out of your own end.
Marcus works that one back. Langlois gets it through, tips. Lipinski had the tip, Dick the save, and Marcus shot it wide on the rebound, and Colgate ices it again simply to relieve the pressure.
Yeah, well, Maine got the look that they wanted, and a good shot from the point. They had people in front of the net, Thomas Friel, Jaden Lipinski. These guys are very good at redirecting pucks. They're also good at maintaining their position and their, getting inside body position on those defenders in front of the net.
Jaden Lipinski ready to take the face-off. A big frame, 6'4", 210 pounds. Freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona. Spent 4 seasons in the WHL with the Vancouver Giants. He's actually played 3 pro games as well with the Calgary Wranglers, the AHL team of the Calgary Flames, who drafted him in the 5th round in 2023.
Yeah, that's interesting. You don't get too many guys with AHL experience at the college level, but a couple of cups of coffee and, just to see how it's done at that level and watch how these guys prepare and go about their business, it's gotta rub off on you.
That certainly was one of the nice aspects in major junior hockey. If you were a drafted player, once your season ended, you could go play on an amateur tryout with the AHL team of the organization that drafted you. And I've seen a lot of major junior players at 18, 19 years old take advantage of that, and it has really helped some of those guys. You hope it helps Jaden Lipinski a little bit too.
Yeah, well, he's got a pro-sized body, and if you can learn how to use the leverage, I mean, he already does to some degree, but that's you got to see that develop. He's something that Maine has is really got to have up front. You got to have some beef, and you got to have some net front presence. And Lipinski has the skill to go with that too. His ability to redirect pucks and get body position to pick up those rebounds is going to be critical.
Scott to Poirier. They get it across. It's broken up, though, by Napier.
Yeah, again, though, not really connected. He's going for a timing play, but there's just too much maroon between he and Charlie Russell on the right wing side on the net drive.
Napier to Brant. That's intercepted in the center circle by Poirier. He's bumped off the puck. Langlois recovered it. Dick drops it down after it bounced into the glove. Komarov, and now Pineda. Fernandez. Daniel Pineda gave it away at the blue line. Komarov dropped past Pichette in and out of the glove of Dick, but over the crossbar.
Fortunate for Maine, a stick on the ice prevented them from getting the puck out of the zone, and Maine jumps on the puck quickly. That's Komarov. And Pichette with a great opportunity in prime ice. Reed Dick has to make a big save.
And another icing call made against Colgate. Tonight's broadcast, we'll check that here as we're going to get another look at the stick that kept the puck in the zone there for Maine.
Look how much time and space is allowed in front of the net there. And it's unfortunate for Maine. Fortunate in that broken stick, I don't know if it was broken, but somebody had dropped it. That prevented them from getting the puck out of the zone. And Maine quickly turned forechecking and defense into offense. That was a great sequence for Maine on that.
Sholey got it to Peluso. Now Coughlin, wrist shot. That one looked like it went up on edge as he tried to shoot it. It ends up out of play. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank, and they want to know, how do you see you? Open your UCU account today at ucumaine.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
You know, turnovers like that are so hard to defend, especially as you're trying to come out of your own zone like that. And an errant stick, and I know he didn't see it, but how quickly Maine jumped on that puck, Komarov, and then Pichette to try to finish it. And it's a result of a turnover in an unexpected area. And if you can create those, you're going to get some opportunity.
An attempt by Pineda from the point was blocked by Fowler. Pineda tries it now. Boya able to steer that aside with the right pad. And it comes free to Fowler again. Fowler turned around at his own blue line. Peluso couldn't catch the puck. Back ahead from Malbuff and into the zone. Fowler. And Coughlin. Peluso twisting away from pressure. He'll just shoot it in now.
Nice escape. Poised with the puck. You know, you get hostiles all around you, and you don't panic with the puck, and you find an open lane and send it down ice. That's a great play by Nick Peluso. Under pressure.
Good hit there by Jurasevich on Robbie Newton. Holt knocked down a little bit, still got the puck to Marcus. Schneider gives it away to Miguel Marquez, and that's a bad giveaway and a goal!
Oh, that just cannot happen. That is a bad turnover by Miguel Marquez. Ooh, right into a prime area. Robbie Newton, that's a fourth line player. You just gave it to him in prime ice. Ouch. He just, I don't know what he was thinking. Newton, you know, good on him. That's a great shot. Nice finish. But he just hands it to him. Nobody near him. This, you know, and again, when you turn the puck over, it's so hard to defend. Nobody's expecting it. Certainly, nobody in a white sweater is expecting that play. And oh boy, that's again a detail that's got to get cleaned up.
Maine had been controlling the second period up until then. Miguel Marquez, a freshman, a draft pick of the Nashville Predators, has been playing major junior hockey with the Lethbridge Hurricanes in the WHL. You can get away with that play a lot in major junior, not so much at the D1 level.
Yeah, and you're asking a lot of your goaltender. We've seen Alvin Boya bail Maine out over the years, but you can't expect him he's going to do that every time. And Robbie Newton, again, fourth line center, fourth liner.
That's just the
Yikes.
6th goal of Newton's collegiate career. He's a senior.
Well, he ought to skate over to the main bench and shake Miguel Marquez's hand and thank him for serving it up on a platter.
Here's Easton Wainwright for Norland. Maine able to get it back. Poirier able to get it down low. Scott can't get his first goal as a Black Bear as Dick able to shut down the angle.
Great idea by Poirier. He tries to feed Scott, but somebody gets a piece of it on the way through, so it doesn't get to him cleanly. Had it done so, I think he would have released it right away. Watch as Poirier gets the puck. He just slides it back to Scott. See how it got held up there by the defenseman? Scott knows it. If he'd got it just a second, half a second sooner, I think he'd had a much better angle to put it in on Reed Dick, but yeah, good awareness by Poirier. That's a great feed.
Oscar Komarov to take the draw against Ryan Sullivan. And we'll have to do it again as we get whistles as soon as the puck went down. Much to the chagrin of the fans here at Alfond Arena.
Well, fans don't understand the face-off rules anyway, right? I mean, I'm not sure I do anymore.
Yes, Mike Toole, former Hockey East linesman.
Right.
Yes. And that one doesn't quite make it to Dick. Good try from the point that time by Pichette, who'd filtered back to the blue line. Thomas Pichette, so Komarov down there too, as it's Napier sending that one around. Gerrois finds Komarov behind the goal, but he gets taken off it by Napier. And out with it, Brantz able to find Sullivan. Sullivan jamming on the brakes, gets to Nagel to create a 2-on-1, but he couldn't handle that one to get it in front for Brantz. Fernandez. Wrist shot, easily gloved by Boya.
Yeah, bouncer in on Boya. Fortunate, bounced right up into his glove, but again, Colgate on the puck retrieval, keep plays alive. They work the offensive blue line back and forth, partner pass, and then they come out to the middle ice, get it in on Boya, and it kind of skips on him, but Boya's well positioned, got the pad down with the glove over it, and he's able to handle it cleanly. But those are pucks that can trickle through.
Defensive zone draw for Maine. And Coughlin swept at it, couldn't get a hold of it to clear. And now Peluso one-touches it up ahead, and that is knocked onto the Maine bench, and a new assistant coach, Rick Bennett, had to make sure that didn't hit him. And now he makes a kid right behind the UMaine bench very happy. He just sent it over the glass to a young fan.
Well, Peluso did a good job on that play, just to chip it off the wall, and Fowler recognized what was happening. He's streaking and trying to pick it up in stride, but also Colgate recognized too, so they had somebody there to provide a defensive front, so to speak. But, you know, simple plays like that, Nick Peluso, just get a piece of it. Get it indirect off the wall, chip it to center ice with speed, and other guys can recognize, you know, that there's an opportunity there. Fowler put on a burst.
Face-off coming at center. Between Scholey and Panetta. Colgate gets a hold of this one. Malbuff over to Niedermeyer. Josh Niedermeyer shoots in. Luke Coughlin back to get it. Fowler taps it out. It rolls down towards the Colgate blue line. Peluso hard on the forecheck, forcing Niedermeyer to make a quick pass. And the Raiders unable to make that one come off, and now it is considered offside against Colgate. Tyson Doucette was in a little bit ahead of the play, and I don't think he realized that he was offside. So we'll get the draw right in front of the Raiders bench. Colgate does lead the all-time series with Maine. 8 wins, 7 losses, and 5 ties. Last time the two teams played each other was couple seasons ago. Maine winning the first game and then a 4-4 tie and shootout win in the second. Colgate has not won here at Alfond Arena since 2016. Maine does have the series lead at Alfond. Friel with the shot along the ice. Dick the stick save. Marcus! It's whacked on net by Friel. Dick makes another save. Schneider wide of the net. Albin Boya decided to let that ride in case it went wide, and it results in an icing.
Smart play after Maine had the 2-on-1 with Thomas Friel, and I think this is a perfect shot. I think he's just going to lay it off the pads and hope that it bounces out to Lipinski. Unfortunately, it pops up in the air. They do get a stick on it and get it in on Reed Dick again, but you can see what Thomas Friel was trying to do there.
So we've got a break in the action. 13:29 left in the second. Colgate is pulled even once again. It's 2-2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Buy official fan gear at the official fan shop of the Black Bears. Bear Necessities Fan Shop. Open 24/7 at goblackbears.com/shop. That's goblackbears.com/shop. And this broadcast is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Visit your Chick-fil-A location in Bangor today. Face off right at the center dot. They had called icing. They ended up reversing it to inadvertent whistle, which is why the face-off is at center, and we get back underway now. Antonio Fernandez could not clear the puck, but Poirier unfortunately lost the handle. It's back off of Max Scott's skate, and back the other way comes Wainwright. Dadier, one-timer, redirected, went wide of the net. Fernandez. And now Dadier, the Italian on the roster here for Colgate. Back it bounds toward the blue line. Newharth unable to hold it in. There's Napier. Out with it, Fernandez. Taps it in, off glass. He'll roll it around deeper. Peterson cuts it off for Maine. Holtz to Poirier. Just Poirier gets it deep. Pichette goes after it, but Sullivan on the puck. That makes it through center all the way down. Banks and Langlois takes over. That pass behind Will Gerrois and will result in icing against the Black Bears.
Yeah, try to send Gerrois away, but just not really close enough.
Right idea there from
good
Langlois.
idea. I was just going to say, yeah, good idea, but lack of precision, sometimes these things come back to haunt you. You end up spending more time in your own zone. Now you got to defend a defensive zone faceoff.
And because it's icing, Maine, of course, can't change the personnel on the ice either. Black Bears control this, though. Out with it is Pichette. He'll backhand it in. Dick steers it aside with his stick to Malbuff. But now it's Pichette turning. Got it to Jurasevich. Save Dick. Rebound. Gerrois couldn't quite hang on to that one. It is underneath a fallen Colgate player, and we've got a delayed penalty coming against Maine.
Yeah, it's going to be Pichette for interference.
Extra attacker is on for Colgate on the delayed call. It's Luke Malbuff, the first year, to Ryan Sullivan. Sullivan weaves through over the red. Colgate able to enter the zone. They'll get it around. And the next to it is Gerrois, so we get the whistle.
Yeah, Pichette's going to the box. Just stepped into his man before he had possession of the puck along the
Maine, number 29, 2 minutes.
Maine
Interference.
right wing wall. So the penalty problems persist. There's Pichette. See the contact knocks the player down before the puck ever gets to him. That's going to be interference every time.
So
fourth power play or fifth?
in fourth. So
4-1 in power plays.
Yep.
They get on the right side of that before the night's over.
Both teams have scored once on the power play tonight. Holtz has a hold of it and backhands through center.
Holt is so steady and so good back there as a defender. He doesn't panic when he gets the puck. Sends it off the wall, sends it down ice.
LaBelle, and given away by Panetta, and now Maine gets the puck all the way down.
Another out by Holt.
Dick, good job there on the forecheck by Charlie Russell, and Panetta went down as though he had been hit in the face mask with the stick. Nothing is coming, at least from either referee, on a penalty. But with it now, as Colgate will try to slow it down a bit, is Fernandez. There's a minute 6 remaining on the power play.
That's a good kill for Maine. Between Holt's clearing and then Charlie Russell's forechecking pressure, he beats 2 to 3 guys down there. Doesn't allow them to come out of the zone cleanly.
Sullivan to Brandt. Received on his backhand on the right wing. Nagel. Now Chabrier digs the puck free. Langlois sweeps at it. Norlin able to get it to Sullivan. Now Nagel behind the goal line. Brandt at the left point. Right point make that. Brandt gets it back from Newmeyer. Newmeyer looking. Norlin. Left circle. That's Sullivan. Check that. Nagel, and getting to it and clearing is Chabrier.
Yeah, he's hard on the puck and he hammers it down ice. Just makes no mistake with it, does Chabrier. Get it through traffic, up in the air, all the way down the ice. Good out. That's offside.
Yeah, Brandt's pass delayed a little bit at the blue line, pulling the play offside. Still more eight more seconds left on the Pichette penalty.
Yeah, very good kill by Maine. They allow a little bit of zone time on that last sequence, but they don't allow any high danger shots. And when they get the puck, they make no mistake about it, with it, I should say, and send it the length of the ice without any question. It's, clean outs when they're killing the penalties, and that's encouraging.
Maine controls again. Lucas Peterson flies it all the way down, and that will kill the rest of the penalty against Pichette. Colgate's now 1 for 4 on the power play, but they come out of the zone with the puck. It's Nico Rexine going after it. Jams it by Holtz. Around the near side it comes. Peterson getting the puck with a little help from Friel. It bounds a little bit over the stick of Pichette. Now Max Scott. Holtz losing the handle on it. And Niedermeyer zipped around by Malbuff. Race for it. Rexine the hit on Marcus. Nico Rexine missed Malbuff on the pass all the way back on Reed Dick. He'll move it to his right. Malbuff gave it away. Marcus looking for Poirier, can't settle the bouncing puck. Lipinski does. Marcus can't get there, and now the zone not held by Coughlin. Schneider, and now back in with it, Dadier. Boya making a save. Napier to Dadier. A-framing him is Coughlin. It's Dadier, held up again by Coughlin. Now it comes free to Lucas Peterson. Had his stick lifted, still managed to clear. Marcus shoots in. Crowd reacting to a little rough stuff behind the play.
Yeah, get a little mixed up at center ice with Dadier.
Puck still in the zone. Fowler looking for Scholey. Scholey, right circle. Scholey, wrister, missed the net, was looking for Jurasevich back door.
Yeah, unfortunately from that angle, if you miss the net far side, it's coming out of the zone. That's exactly what happened there.
Chabrier absorbs the hit, gets it in, quickly cleared. Wainwright to Newharth, and now in comes Simon LaBelle. LaBelle zips it across. Colgate has too many players on the ice.
Yep.
Wainwright hadn't gotten to the bench yet, so
Colgate bench
Colgate
minor penalty.
is going to
3 minutes
go
on the ice.
shorthanded when we get back. 6:59 to go in the second. It's 2-2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. If you're buying or selling a home, call the official home team of the Black Bears, Berkshire Hathaway, the Emily Ellis team, and CMG Financial. These all-stars have you covered for all your real estate needs, and they make a donation to Maine Athletics for every sale. Tell them Bananas sent you. And get an inside look at Black Bear Athletics at the Black Bear Coaches Show, Wednesday night at 6 at the Sea Dog Brewing Company in Bangor. If you can't make it in person, tune in on the Black Bear Sports Network, the Black Bear Nation app, or go blackbears.com. You see Simon LaBelle in the penalty box. He is serving the bench minor for too many men on the ice against Colgate. It gives the Maine Black Bears their second power play of the night. It's brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Black Bears are 1 for 1 so far tonight, looking to make it 2 for 2. Scott, right circle. Max Scott, taken away from him though by Sullivan.
Great play by Sullivan. Just kind of boxed in. Max Scott limited his options, just forced him to turn the puck over there. Fortunate for Maine, it didn't turn into something worse.
Fowler, make that Poirier, sends around to an unoccupied point. Holt gets back there in time to hold it in, but only briefly. And now it's Newmeyer with the puck. He's got one of the 2 Colgate goals.
Maine spending a lot of time just not getting into the zone. They're not getting the zone entry that they need to get set up into their power play configuration. Poirier's going to get a penalty. This hurts. It's a high stick on Poirier. Trying to fight off the check. He's got the stick up on Norland, which is no small feat because Norland's like 6'6".
Yep. Yeah, Norland is
6'6",
6'6", 205 pounds.
Caught him pretty good too. Watch as he comes down around behind the net. He's first on the puck. That's great. Fights off Norland, trying to anyway.
That's Newmeyer.
Or Newmeyer. Well,
Yep.
still, he's pretty big too.
Yeah.
So Newmeyer is 6'2". But yeah, caught him good right across the face mask. Trying to get position, trying to lift his stick, actually, I think is what he was trying to do. So that's too bad. That's going to even things up for 56 seconds. Then Colgate will have their 5th power play opportunity, although a shortened one.
We've got a break in the action, so we'll take it. 5:55 left in the second. It's 2-2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. This game is brought to you in part by Dirigo Pines, where it's not like home, it is home. Dirigo Pines makes senior living simple. Start planning your retirement today by contacting Jenna Bean to schedule a visit. Langlois with it again for the Black Bears. We are 4-on-4 for another 43 seconds. Then Colgate gets a power play of 1 minute and 4 seconds. Here comes Maine as Peterson has it taken away from him by Norland.
Well, they're kind of confused as they cross the blue line. They're just too close to one another. Get a little bit more separation, then you get some puck movement that separates the defenders, but these guys are standing right next to each other trying to tap it back and forth.
Russell couldn't get it by his man Nagel. It's Holt on it now. 8 seconds in the 4-on-4. Holt centering pass intercepted by Newmeyer. Banked ahead to Nagel to create a 2-on-1. Nagel shoots and scores!
Wow, I wonder if he got a piece that it might have hit Langlois' stick on the way through, because Boya certainly seemed to be surprised by that shot. Oh man, Max Nagel with a snipe. This is a 2-on-1. Maine's trying to hustle back to create an even situation, but man, what a shot by Nagel, up over the glove. Here's another look at it. You can see it's 2-on-1 with Charlie Russell trailing. Yeah, no, that's a clean shot. Oh man, That hurts.
Max Nagel with his 3rd goal of the season. That will officially go down as a power play goal. It came pretty much as the too many men on the ice penalty against Colgate expired. Poirier is out of the box, and we are 5-on-5. So Colgate now officially 2 for 5 on the power play, and they retake the lead. They were up 1-0, and now they lead again at 3-2. Gerrois unable to hang on to the puck. Jurasevich backhands it down low. Komarov twisting it in front. It hit Pichette in the skate as he was being tied up by LaBelle. Thomas Pichette up the boards. Pichette gets it back. Sends to Chabrier. Brandon Chabrier gets it through, but it's blocked down that time by Napier in front. Jurasevich, again, couldn't get it through. Everyone, tight angle shot by Gerrois, just misses. Chabrier to Pichette. Komarov keeps it going for Jurasevich. Wrist shot, misses Dick's net. Peluso, just off the bench, joining the rush. In front, looking for Komarov, didn't have the right angle. Now Peluso zips it through the slot. Chabrier trying to send down low. Panetta intercepted, and he'll get it out. Jurasevich to Fowler. Shooting back in, hard bank. Scholey's got it, centering feed. Backhander Fowler is stopped by Dick.
What a setup by Scholey. Backhand, just kind of faked the first pass, got a better angle, slid it to the front. Fowler, well set up by Scholey. Here's another look at it. Puck in behind. First on it is Scholey. He turns and gets the puck to, cleverly gets it to Fowler, who's on his backhand. You know, it's a little harder on your backhand, right? It's not, you're not as precise with it. I think he tried to shovel it up top, and puck kind of skipped on him. That's what it looked like from, you know, the angle of his blade, that he was thinking about going upstairs, but not able to do so.
That puck will make it out to center. LaBelle and Motu collide. And here comes Scholey. Scholey getting it deep. Fowler around there for Motu. Taking his man to the boards was Doucette. Dug out by Maine. Wrist shot, a blocker save Dick. Motu tried it. Again, skied up ice, and beating out the icing is Dadier. Motu. And Dadier tying up. Dadier on his backhand. Back to the point. Malbuff now from Niedermeyer. Wainwright turns off the apron. Malbuff. Dadier finds Niedermeyer. Malbuff to his backhand, shoots it off skates and wide. Wainwright. Malbuff. A save made by Boyoff, the tip by Brandt. Players fall. Maine fans want a penalty. Malbuff. Wrister, save made. Boya didn't look like he saw it very well. Niedermeyer, Malbuff. Wrister again, doesn't make it through. And now Poirier to Scholey. Scholey taken to the boards by Niedermeyer. Tight angle shot, back out Scholey, and it's blocked by Brandt, out of play.
Yeah, great recovery by Brandt, because Scholey had a good opportunity mid-slot. And Brandt stayed with his man in front of that shot. It goes up into the netting. Man, Colgate was all over Maine in the Maine zone right before that. This is a shot that went off the side of the net by Poirier. Comes right out to Scholey. And a good job there by Brandt to get in front of that shot.
Colgate controls the face-off. They send it all the way down. Looks like it has enough steam for icing, and it does. Today's game is brought to you in part by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. Face off in the Colgate zone. As the Raiders control, Norland able to get it out. Peterson retreating with the puck, sends ahead. Komarov couldn't get it, neither could Gerwa. Newmeyer, Norland, and Sullivan left it behind him, and it's Pichette back on it. Around for Will Gerwa, but Norland able to again use that big reach and prevent him from getting it. Brantz shoots in to the Maine zone. Holt hit hard by Sullivan, who's got the puck. Ryan Sullivan turning to goal on his forehand, knocked down.
3-on-2 if you hurry.
Hand pass, though, against Maine.
Too bad. Peterson's complaining that he got taken down. Not going to get anything.
Yeah, it's new in college hockey. As of the last couple of years, you used to be able to do the hand pass in the defensive zone, not anymore.
Right.
This were a couple years ago, Maine would have had a break, maybe.
45 seconds left, and Colgate with a 3-2 lead. Maine is out shooting them 19-14, but it feels like this second period has really been Colgate in control.
Yeah, the total right now on the board would be 9-8 Maine this period. I was going to say, they've got to reset the clock back to 45.1, and they do that, and we're underway again. Peterson could not get that out. Around again to the right wing side of the Colgate zone. Schneider knocked off his stick by Peterson. Gerwa knocks it behind the net. Peterson, Holt, and Gerwa turning away from pressure and getting it back up ice. 15 seconds to go in the period. Sent in by Will Gerwa. And Scott couldn't get a stick on the ice to keep it in the zone. Jurasevich will wheel it back around. 3 seconds left in the period. And the horn ends the seconds. Maine had some good chances in that period, but can't add to their lead. In fact, they lost the lead in the second period and are down by 1 after 40 minutes.
Well, two of the three keys that we talked about at the beginning of the game, one was puck management. Well, you saw the turnover there that led to the goal, the turnover by Marcus that led directly to the goal by Robbie Newton, and then the other one was discipline. You saw Maine take 2 more penalties, especially when you're on the power play, and then to get the call that evened things up, and then Colgate had 2 more power play opportunities in the period. Felt good about the first period, not so good about the second period. The details that still need to be corrected kind of crept back into their game in that period. But, the good news is it's only 3-2, and Maine is definitely getting their chances. There's 20 minutes left to get this thing turned around.
Let's get to our rinkside reporter, Allison Willette, with Thomas Friel.
Now, Tommy, this has been a very back-and-forth matchup. What's going to be the differentiator in the third period to hopefully tip the scales in your favor?
Yeah, you know what? We're not doing a great job of finishing our hits and keeping the puck low in the O zone. We're playing back and forth hockey, like you said, and that doesn't play to our strengths, and it does play to theirs. So if we want to be able to come out successful in this game, we got to keep pucks low in their zone and work them.
And what lessons from the first 2 periods do you hope to take into the third and into tonight's matchup against the same team?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we're playing hard enough. I think we're soft on the pucks and we're not finishing our hits. We're also taking way too many penalties, and that's just going to lose you the game. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. So, yeah, we got to build off that.
Now, as a veteran, how important is it for you to lead by example, and how do you think the guys have been doing that so far?
Yeah, like you said, it starts from the top. It starts from our leaders, our veterans, and obviously we're not doing a great job right now. So we got to be better. We got to, like you said, lead by example and come out better in this third period.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. After 2 periods from Alfond Arena, your score is the Colgate Raiders 3 and the Maine Black Bears 2. The Bangor Savings Bank second intermission report begins next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN Plus. The Maine Black Bears led by 1 after 1 period, but it's the Colgate Raiders with the 1-goal lead through 2 periods. The second intermission report is brought to you by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're back inside the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside Mike Toole. I'm Jeff Mannix. Maine did have their chances in that period, couldn't bury any of them though, and Colgate really took advantage of a couple of theirs.
Yeah, a couple of miscues, the turnover that really hurt, that tied this hockey game, and giving up the power play opportunity by taking a penalty right after that. And then something you don't see very often was Alvin Boya getting beat cleanly from distance and up over his glove, and that made it 3-2. And as I said before, there's a couple of things that have crept back into Maine's game in that period that we were hoping that they'd correct. I thought they'd corrected a lot of this in the first period, with the exception being the penalties, of course, because they took a few of those in the first period. But the good news is it's a 3-2 hockey game with 20 minutes to go, so this is still within Maine's grasp. But they got to get this thing turned around pretty quickly.
Well, let's go ahead and look at those second period highlights here. Maine will start with a chance because of a stick on the ice that kept the puck alive.
Yeah, a little bit of puck luck, and they turn the puck over, and Maine quickly turns offense into defense and get a good opportunity right off the bat. Now, this is what turned the period around, in my opinion. It's a bad giveaway by Markel Marcus to Robbie Newton. Another look at it, he just flat out just hands it in the middle of the ice, and no defenders around him, and beats Alvin Boya cleanly. And then this is another look at, this is the nice feed by Poirier into Max Scott. The puck kind of trickled through to him, so he wasn't able to get it away as quickly as he wanted to. Alvin Boya was busy in that period, some quality scoring opportunities, and this is Max Nagel with a wrister up over the glove, and it seemed to surprise Alvin Boya as we look at it from a different angle. Nobody got a piece of it. This is a clean goal, folks, and Max Nagel, this is a laser beam, a missile right up over the shoulder of Alvin Boya. Again, you don't see that very often. Nice setup by Scholey, first on the puck. Nice little spin move to get it to Owen Fowler, but he's on the backhand. The puck's kind of out in front of him a little bit, doesn't get the leverage that he wants, and doesn't put it where he hopes to. So 3-2 hockey game as we enter the third period. Maine it's there for them, but they've got to correct some of these things. That's been the problem in this game.
As we'll see the second period stats, or the stats through 2 periods, I should say. Maine with the advantage in shots on goal, more attempted shots. Both teams with a decent amount of blocks, but again, it's been penalties that have kind of hurt the Maine Black Bears. 2 of Colgate's goals are on the power play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, discipline is so important. Penalties and turnovers. Turnovers are just so hard to defend. They come at unexpected times, unexpected places, and then a lot of times, that aspect of the game bleeds over to other disciplinary parts of the game, and you see it in the penalty count. Maine is leading that. That's not a category you want to be leading in, but they're ahead 5-2 in that respect.
As the Bangor Savings Bank intermission report continues next, we'll take a look at the Hockey East plays of the week. Maine trails Colgate 3-2. This is Hockey East on ESPN Plus.
It's going to be a chance. Bobcats with a breakaway. Here's Moreau in for the win. Stop by Boya. 1 second to go, and this one ends in a tie.
Rebound from Yusuf back to Murray, and he can't handle the pass. And Connor will swipe it away. Connor on a 2-on-1. Connor attacks, backhand, goal. Oh, what a beauty. On the mistake, Joe Connor gets his 3rd of the season, and it's a 2-0 Huskies lead. It's only a blocker save by Slukinski. Get another Another chance, Bonazzoni again. He scores! An incredible save on the first one, and then Diego Bonazzoni got another chance.
Samaki cleared it, and here come the Huskies. Murtagh over the line on his off wing, turning the corner, driving the net. He scores! Mike Murtagh with a burst, and he has his first collegiate goal.
And then push the other way, and they've got numbers. Tornquist for Kessler. Here he comes in, kick save, rebound, Tornquist scores. And it's an overtime win for Vermont. They had numbers. Shostak made the initial save. And then the rebound was right there for the Pounce.
Hockey East on ESPN+. We're back for the third period at Alfond Arena. The Maine Black Bears on homecoming weekend, trailing the Colgate Raiders by a score of 3-2. Our third period opening faceoff is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Colgate on the attack to begin the period, as Holtz doing a good job of containing Simon Dadier. Shot in by Oscar Komarov. Dick behind his net. It's given away. Komarov is stopped by Dick. Good right pad save. Komarov again, and another save by Dick.
Really impressed by the play of Maine's fourth line. They've been effective all night long.
Now Colgate again. Motu blocks that shot attempt from Newharth. Sullivan gets on the puck in the left corner as Pichette unable to clear. Napier right into the legs of Pichette. Komarov comes out. He'll play in, but only as far as Napier. Minute gone in the third period. After this one, Nagel, but Langlois first to it. Brandt able to send in front. Nobody in a maroon sweater there. Nagel, his goal put Colgate in front late in the second period on the power play. Zipped in front, but now Maine has numbers. 3-on-2. Sholey into the zone. Right wing, centers a little too far in front of Fowler.
Great idea, though. Fowler on the net drive. Colgate got a little bit too aggressive on the forecheck. Maine had three forwards out high. They create the 3-on-2.
Here comes Sholey. Back to center again. LaBelle cut him off, recovered and shot a little bit in the zone, not very deep, by Coughlin.
Yeah, the puck's going to get deep. I mean, that's Coughlin. He just shoots it right at the defender. That's Niedermeyer. Shoots it right into him. And they're able to turn it right back up ice. I mean, it's a small thing, but it results in a defensive zone faceoff, which Maine does not need.
So the draw will come to the right of Boya. Maine started its season with a pair of wins against Holy Cross on opening weekend here at Alfond Arena. Then a tie and a loss at Quinnipiac. Tie that probably could have been a win, as Maine gave away a 2-goal lead in the final 3 minutes to the Bobcats, who are trailing at Merrimack tonight, by the way. 3-1 early third period. Newmeyer sends that in.
Playing well in the early season.
Yeah, they look like they might be a lot better than people thought in the early going here so far. Of course, it was just 3 years ago that Merrimack was in a Hockey East championship game. Now Coughlin shoots that ahead. Nobody for Colgate touched it, but icing washed out because it was ruled they could have.
Well, they were a little confused because they were changing. I think they were afraid that they had too many men on the ice, which they had for like a second there. And so I think neither player wanted to play the puck, so that's why icing was waived.
Back into the main zone. Marcus able to push that one along the boards to Jurasevich. And now backhanded in by Friel. Dick sends behind the goal to the far side. Lipinski to Marcus. Miguel Marcus. And behind it goes Norland. Picks it back up. Sends to center. Collected in by Lipinski. Marcus, Jurasevich, and Motu. He shoots in, or tried to anyway, didn't make it in.
I think that puck left the ring. I think it hit the glass next to the backup goaltender, Takis. Maybe not.
Here comes Newmeyer to center. He's got a goal and an assist tonight for Colgate. Boya. Around for Komarov. Pichette shoots back in. Fernandez is first to it. He gets hit by Pichette. Still Fernandez. To his defense partner, Napier.
Fourth line for me really has been their most effective tonight. Giroir, Komarov, Pichette. They're literally outworking everyone on their own team.
And here comes Peluso with it. Peluso shoots, but it's deflected up high and out of play.
Tried to get into scoring position, and Fernandez is able to get in front of him. Nice little change of direction. Watch as he kind of shifts, improves his angle a little bit, but Fernandez reaches out the stick and puck goes into the netting.
Peluso coming out of a pretty good developmental junior program, the Brooks Bandits, now in the BCHL. Out of Alberta. That program's produced some pretty good ones for college hockey, including one Cale Makar from UMass. His brother Taylor, of course, younger brother, played his senior season here at Maine after transferring from UMass, and Taylor Makar was one of Maine's best players last year. Here comes Peluso. Back in for the Black Bears. Fowler battling for the puck. Peluso goes and wins it again. Scholey behind the net. Able to bank back for Peterson. Peterson looking for a shooting lane, doesn't have one. Back behind the net again. Malbuff sends around. It bounds right back to him. Josh Niedermeyer. Up to the red line. Peterson back across. Fowler shoots in. Maine needs a change. Niedermeyer. Chabrier got a piece, so no icing. As Coughlin retrieves behind Boya's net. Max Scott. Cut off by Newmeyer as they tried to set up Poirier. LaBelle. Grabbed again by Daniel Panetta. Tyson Doucette doesn't know where it is. It is, yep, in his equipment. It had hung up in the back of his sweater.
Don't see that too often. I think only he knew where it was there for a second. He could feel it.
Yeah, you can see him take the glove off. He's like, I know where it is.
Yeah.
Panetta against Scott on this faceoff. LaBelle to Panetta. Chabrier got a stick in the way, though. Pichette gets tied up here. And Poirier came away with it. He'll backhand it in. Russell can't get there ahead of Newmeyer. Now Colgate able to clear it out. Jurasevich, Langlois, and now Russell. Charlie Russell. Russell. Forehand pass, Langlois. Jeremy Langlois. Jurasevich. Langlois' one-timer misses. Marcus. Jurasevich. Save Dick with Poirier set up in front. LaBelle back out with it. Jurasevich steps in the way and pops it free. Langlois. Marcus shoots around. Lipinski is to it, but it's cleared out. Motu gets it back from Marcus. Miguel Marcus skates into the zone. Zips around. Lipinski gathered on the backhand. Now the Raiders are able to clear it out.
Well, Maine seems to be playing with a lot more energy and a lot more possession. It's a great, it's a great thing. When you can play with more possession, you get more opportunity, obviously.
Boya hands off to Holt. Now Motu. Simon Motu. And Holt shoots in. Komarov is to it. Back around for Pichette. It hopped out front, but read well and gathered and cleared that time by Nagel. Niedermeyer rather. Maine able to jar the puck free. Komarov ahead for Gerrois. Will Gerrois in, and it's swept away by Dick. And a big hit by Will Gerrois. Gerrois got it. Or pardon me, that's Komarov now to Gerrois. Chabrier through traffic, got blocked. He was hoping for a tip, but that was read well that time by Malbuff, who joins the rush. And that one by Sullivan got redirected wide off a Maine player. Back it goes to Newmeyer. Newmeyer trying to change the angle. And Newmeyer ends up on his backside. Dadier shoots back around. And Coughlin to Komarov. Out they fly.
It's off. Just get it deep.
Caluso looked to step in, yep.
Yeah, just get it deep. I mean, make the simple play. Get everybody kind of slowed down around the blue line. You got to make those defensemen turn.
10:53 to go in the third. It's still 3-2 Colgate. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is a local family-owned company that has been serving Maine communities for over 40 years. Proudly voted Bangor's best cleaning and restoration company since 2015. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Down East Orthopedic Associates, the official orthopedic provider of the Black Bears. 10:53 left, third period. Maine out shooting Colgate 22-15, but they trail 3-2. As the Raiders looking for their second win of the season and second win in a row. They haven't won a game at Maine since 2016, and Colgate gets nailed for a hand pass in the offensive zone.
Clock starting to become a factor. 10:37 left in the third period, trailing 3-2. Maine playing with much more purpose, intention, and energy in the third period, but have yet to get one past Reed Dick in the third.
Dick, a big goaltender. He's 6'4", 198 pounds. With the puck is Newmeyer. Shoots that in. Jurasevich. Puck exploded on him, but Scott picked it up and got it to center. Newmeyer. Weaving through center. Newmeyer still has it. Jurasevich cut off his pass to the front. Behind the goal, that's Doucette. And now LaBelle fumbled it away at his feet, and out it goes to center. Tipped back in, though, by Doucette. Glove down, Jurasevich gave it away in a tight angle, but unable to do anything with it is LaBelle.
That was almost a disaster. That That's a bad turnover in a bad spot.
Lipinski couldn't get it around the referee there on the far side. Maine needs to retreat. Napier, transfer from Western Michigan. Now Boya gives the puck to Langlois. Marcus. And in his Friel, he shoots it. Dick left a rebound. Lipinski, it's blocked by the slide of Brant. Sullivan goes back after it. Rims it hard around, and the shot through center doesn't make it on net by Nagel. Friel back on the puck and gives to Lipinski. Jaden Lipinski, that one pinballed through the middle. Marcus goes back with that one to Chabrier. Brandon Chabrier gives it away as Niedermeyer on the clearance to get the change for the Raiders defensively. Motu looking to solve the puzzle. And that is tipped in on Dick, and he decides to hang on to it. You've got 8 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the third period. It's still Colgate 3, Maine 2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pepper's Landing. Check out their lunch, dinner, and gluten-free menu at pepperslanding.com or stop by one of their 3 locations in Old Town, Brunswick, and Ogunquit. Hammond Lumber Company is a 4th-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. And the Maine-New Hampshire Border Battle, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, is the hottest rivalry in college sports. Visit goblackbears.com/border battle for updates and special offers all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Coughlin unable to hold the puck inside the blue line, as Maine will have to regroup in their own zone. Chabrier up ahead to Poirier, who's able to get a stick on it to avoid icing. Charlie Russell still looking for his first point of the season. Chabrier, wrister, that made it through but just missed. Dick still flapping around in his crease. Chabrier, that one redirects off Poirier wide. Coughlin back to the point. It's Scott. Wrister hit a stick back out front. And a good play by Dottier to keep Poirier from getting a shot.
Got his hands tied up, prevented him from getting him free. Puck was bouncing. Poirier almost able to knock it out of midair though.
Colgate able to just get it out over Chabrier. Coughlin. That's tipped into the zone again, no icing. Russell toward the end of the shift, he looks gassed, everybody else changed out. Komarov goes with that one to Holt, but it missed. And LaBelle coming back with it. Simon LaBelle poked away by Peterson. Komarov goes back in, plays cross corner, Pichette chases. Holt keeps the zone. Holtz to Gerrois, spins off a check. Pichette, now Gerrois gets taken down. Komarov, Peterson, wrister, that one just missed. LaBelle can't get it by Holtz. It's still loose in skates. Gerrois, poked at by Fernandez. Pichette recovers. Holt to Peterson. Peterson, Holtz, across, Komarov misses the net high.
Yeah, he shanked it, and Komarov, I think he actually broke his stick. Komarov was really upset coming off the ice. That was really well set up. Good exchange out high between the defensemen, then go cross ice to find Komarov for the one-timer. Shattered his twig, and he's not able to get a good shot away.
Langlois. Fowler collects, shoots, save, rebound in the slot, but taken care of by Niedermeyer. And back with it for Colgate is Brant. Nagel The top line looks to go to work. Niedermeyer with the block by Peluso. Brant behind the goal line. Sullivan. Josh Niedermeyer wide intentionally. Boya without a stick, and he will trap it with the blocker.
Whew. Wow. Quite a back and forth. Good opportunities for Maine down the offensive zone, and then Colgate quickly transitions the puck up ice, and they get a couple of good chances.
They'll take a final breather. Colgate leading Maine 3-2. It's Hockey East on ESPN+.
It's so loud.
Northeast Driving School, the #1 driving school in the greater Bangor area. Online at bangor-driving-school.com. Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. And this game is brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears. Crowd into it during the break, trying to urge Maine to at least an equalizer. They trail by 1 with 5.5 minutes to go against Colgate. Shot in cross corner by Maine. It's Friel on the pursuit. Thomas Friel has it again. Friel with Niedermeyer on him, and Niedermeyer took the puck. Out with it again is Jake Brant. Sullivan dispossessed by Langlois. Langlois up the boards. Poirier didn't handle it. Marquez has it. Miguel Marquez, drop pass. Poirier, great move. He shoots it, and a block. A diving block by Jacob Napier.
What a terrific move by Poirier to get this puck into a shooting position. Pulled it through, kicked it with his own skate into his stick. Gets a good shot away. Terrific move with speed in traffic.
Poirier loses it in the center circle. Dadier brings back in. Boya swept it away from the net, and Wainwright. Holtz on the rush.
Get it deep.
Now Poirier just shoots it in as Holt was offside.
What a defender, though, Holt is. I mean, it's incredible.
Langlois has the puck and gives again to Peterson. Doucette back behind his own goal. 3:45 and counting to go, third period. Komarov takes it away at the red. Komarov goes back to get it. Gerrois couldn't get there ahead of Pineda, and Colgate gets it out again. Now Pichette couldn't retrieve after the shoot in. Niedermeyer gets it back deep. Boya. Peterson. Peterson to Chabrier. Chabrier advances. Got it in, but Sullivan slowed it down on the shoot in. Colgate able to clear. Chabrier back to get it again. Have to start to watch Boya. We're under 3 minutes to go. Peluso taken to the boards by Brant. Napier. Fowler poked at the puck. Brant has it high off glass, and it lands in the main zone. Jurasevich leaves it for Scholey. He'll churn the legs through center. Scholey gets it deep. Chabrier chases. Now Colgate has it again. Simon Dadier to Wainwright. Easton Wainwright jumping up. Niedermeyer blocked by Jurasevich. He's a little slow to get up. Niedermeyer, make that Niedermeyer. Back out front it works as Norland pushed off the puck, and it's cleared by Maine. Under 2 minutes to go. Shot Gone in again, this time by Schneider. Holtz. And Scott rims it around and in. Lipinski, right circle. Make that left circle. Boya creeping up to the hash marks. Here he comes. Extra attacker on, 1:30 left. Langlois loses it out to center. Holtz rips it back around. Maine with an empty net and an extra attacker on. But it's grabbed and cleared again, this time by LaBelle. Holtz to Komarov to shoot it deep. Colgate retrieves again, but don't clear. Peterson looking for Russell and finds him. Russell gets it ahead of the goal line, but Panetta able to muscle it away from him. Komarov down low! Oh, missing a wide open goal is Max Scott!
Oh my gosh.
Back to Scott, but it hopped his stick. Scott again. In front, Holt, stopped by Dick. Holt, Peterson, Scott, Russell had a chance and couldn't put a stick on it.
Unbelievable.
And now Holt loses to center. Peterson back in. Niedermeyer and Lipinski both spill. 15 seconds to go. Napier trying to pin it to kill time. Maine might get one more chance, maybe.
Can't come out of the scrum. Can't free the
Colgate
puck.
killing the clock and killing the game off. They come to Orono and win the series opener. Their first win
Get out of
in
there,
Maine
Charlie.
in 10 years.
Charlie Russell took a little bit of shot in the back by Newmeyer as he was coming to congratulate his goaltender. Took exception to it. They get into it a little bit at the end. Referees step in, but man, what a finish for Maine. I mean, they just had everything that every chance in the world to score. They actually had 2-on-0 right in front of the goaltender. This is Max Scott as it comes out to him. Now watch as the puck pops. This is the end of the play, but when the puck pops loose in behind the defense, Max Scott, he could have slid it over. I didn't catch the number that was beside him. I don't know if it was Komarov. It would make sense it would be him. He was on the ice and he's been all around the puck all night long, but shot it up over the net. I don't know if Reed Dick got a piece of it or what, but they had 3 or 4 just glittering opportunities that just missed the net in the closing seconds. Man, this hurts because what happened in the second period stood up as the game winner. The turnover that led to the tying goal, and then a power play goal by Nolan, and that stood up as your game winner into the third period. Maine had many chances in the closing 2 minutes and just unable to capitalize. Squandered opportunity. Unfortunate. I like the way they played in the third period. You give them a lot of credit for just pushing and fighting back and playing with a lot more energy and purpose, which I thought they did in the third period, but ultimately it's not enough to overcome what sunk them in the second period.
So the Colgate Raiders pick up the win on night 1. Allison Willette is ice side with the victorious head coach, Mike Carter.
Coach, congratulations on the win. What worked out there for your team to get a win on Maine's home ice?
Yeah, we stuck to our system. We trusted. We're still early in the year, so we're still trying to figure out our identity. Yeah, and they're a really good team. We got a little bit lucky, too. I think they hit a post at the end, and we kind of just packed it in. But, yeah, we played well. They played really well as well. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yep, you're back here tomorrow. What do you want to see from your guys? What do you want them to do differently to hopefully get a sweep this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just more of the same. I think we're still not fully trusting each other and fully, to Bill Belichick's point, doing our job. We try to do too much sometimes, but against a good team like that, we can get in trouble. So we'll think about it and see some video tomorrow morning and come back ready.
Now, what do you expect from Maine, and how will you respond?
Yeah, they're going to be out for blood, I'm pretty sure. They're a really good team, and I'm sure they're not satisfied with the result. I think their effort was really good, and they're going to come out hard, and we'll have to match that.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison and Mike, as we begin our Bangor Savings Bank post-game show here. This is one that Maine fans will probably feel stings a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does. Maine's margin for error is so small right now. They make a couple of mistakes. The puck ends up in their net, and they don't have enough offense to overcome it. There were a lot of positives. I really love the fourth line. The play of the fourth line tonight was really good. Maine just needs more from their veterans. Some of their veterans are playing some of the best hockey I've seen. Case in point, Brandon Holt had a tremendous game tonight. But ultimately, the little things that win hockey games, they're not doing enough of them enough of the right things, and they're making a couple of critical errors. And you're at that phase of their development, this team is developing because there's so many young guys. They're at that stage where they're a little fragile, and these little mistakes that they make that result in goals, and they don't have enough offense to overcome it in the third period. But man, what a spirited third period they played. Yeah. I mean, this is an entertaining hockey game, first of all. It really was, and I'm impressed by Colgate. I guess I didn't realize the size of some of these guys. Neumeyer, Niedermeyer, Brandt that we talked about. He had a great game, and really we profiled him as a playmaker. I saw him make a couple of defensive plays, blocks that really stood out to me, and they get enough goaltending to seal the deal. Maine, I didn't see the final shots. They've taken it down, but
was 26-15.
Okay, so that's enough. That's enough shot total to, you should get more than 2 on 26 shots. But, again, credit Colgate. We talk about the home ice advantage of Alfond Arena, and it is a real thing. But I think other teams come in here and they're very highly motivated. I watched some of the Colgate games on ESPN Plus just to kind of get a feel for them.
Yeah.
Saw a whole game. There's nobody there. You come into a game like this, in a building like this, it's full, and it's and I think Maine feeds off it, but quite honestly, I thought Colgate fed off it. I thought they played a very energetic game, and again, you make a couple of mistakes in critical junctures of the hockey game. It costs you a goal, costs you a couple goals. They had 2 power play goals and 1 even strength, if I'm not mistaken. And the even strength was one you just handed to them on a silver platter, and they're not at the point yet where they've developed to where they can overcome that. They're a little bit fragile, as I said.
So now both teams, as a result of this game, have 2-2-1 records, and now the best the Black Bears can do on homecoming weekend is a split.
Yeah, and if you coming into this weekend, I thought, okay, I'm glad they're playing Colgate this weekend and not BU, but Colgate came in with, you just got to give them credit. They played a really good road game, and they didn't make a lot of mistakes. And that's the difference in the hockey game. They just made 1 more mistake than they did, and it's 3-2 instead of, 2-1, which it should have been. Maine was in control after the first period, seemed to have found their game, and then kind of stumbled a couple times in the second period, and that's where we stood.
So 1 more game to go in this series on homecoming weekend for the Maine Black Bears and the Colgate Raiders. The rematch will be right back here at Alfond Arena tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right back here on ESPN Plus. Please tune in. Now, for everybody associated with the broadcast, including Marissa and Ryan downstairs and everybody else behind the scenes, and my broadcast partners Mike Toole and Angela Willette, I'm Jeff Mannix. Thanks so much for watching tonight's game. Your final from Alfond Arena. The Colgate Raiders 3, the 10th-ranked Maine Black Bears 2. Thanks for watching it on Hockey East on ESPN Plus.